Today I'm going to share with you how I use lazy assets to fund a seven-figure business and maybe get you thinking about some of the lazy assets in your life that could be generating a better return. So let's get started. All right, my friends, so when it comes to funding your business, there's a lot of creative funding and financing ideas out there. One of the least utilized, I find, is accessing what I call lazy assets. So I was 25 years old and I'd been working in the mortgage space. So there I was, and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to fund this business. I figured I probably needed $30,000, $40,000 to really get everything rolling, maybe have 2 or 3 months of expenses saved up because, you know, it's going to take some time to generate sales and revenue with the new mortgage business. And so, you know, I had bought about 1.5 years earlier a home, and we put a decent amount of money into that. We got it in foreclosure, and so we got a good deal on it. We put some money into it, and I figured, hey, this home's worth a lot more than what we bought it for and the money we put into it. And so I thought, hey, maybe I can get a home equity line of credit, which, by the way, is a very good creative option. If you've got equity in your home, that's a very affordable, creative way that you can, you know, utilize in order to fund your business. And by the way, all business owners out there, if you don't have a home equity line of credit available and sitting there in case you need it, make sure you have that. So I thought, oh, I'll get a home equity line of credit. So I'm going through, and this is back in 2005. They pre-approved me, everything looks good. We get the appraisal done, and of course they're pretty conservative. The numbers come down a little bit, but it still looks like it's gonna work. But then they're like, oh, we don't like your debt to income ratio. You're gonna have to pay off all of your debt except this new mortgage. I'm like, wait, what? So I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. And by the time they paid off all of my debts, including my 2 car loans, but at that point, I got the HELOC. There was not a dime left over. So I'm like, oh my gosh, just jumped through all these hoops, got this home equity line of credit. I'm in a better financial position, but I don't have a dime left over to start the business. But then I started realizing, wait a second, I've got some lazy assets sitting there. I just paid the cars off. Both those cars are sitting. What if I go down to my local credit union and say, hey, here's title to both my cars. Give me a loan. Well, they're going to give me the cash for the loan right to my bank account, which is exactly what they did. And magically, guess what it added up to? $40,000, the exact amount that I needed to get that business off the ground. Fast forward 2 years later, and that business had done over $2 million in revenues and sales. There is a way to creatively fund your business by utilizing lazy assets. Maybe you have an RV, maybe you have a boat, maybe you have some old cars out there, anything that has a title to it. You can oftentimes go to your local credit union. Now, don't go to one of those title companies that charges you a ridiculous interest rate. Go to your local credit union, take the title with you, and they will generally give you a loan up to pretty close to the full value that they assess that vehicle or the title of that vehicle to, and you can get the cash for it in order to start your business. HELOCs are another great way. Maybe you have an old 401k IRA and it's just sitting there and you don't want to take it out and withdraw and get hit with all the taxes and all the early withdrawal fees. That's another way. Old 401ks and IRAs can be lazy assets. And the cool thing about those, you don't actually have to have good credit to qualify. You just need to have the old 401k or IRA. Generally, you need at least $25,000. And that, my friends, is how I was able to take some lazy assets, turn that into a 7-figures business. Hopefully, you can do the same. If you have any questions, put it in the comments section. If you're loving these types of videos, share them with others who have dreams of funding and building their own 7 or even 8-figure business, and make it happen, my friends, because life is short, and when you're old and on your deathbed, you can't go start that dream business that you always wanted to have.